All right, you guys, so just wanted to get a video up here for you. It's cold. It's like 30 some degrees in Ohio again. The weather's supposed to change here soon, so I'm gonna get you more review videos up. I'm gonna get you some more walk-arounds on some more motorcycles. Probably on Tuesdays, that's my least busiest day in the dealership, so I could actually walk around, show you guys some bikes, get you guys some great content up here. So wanted to give a shout out to my international supporters, JP, Jason Paul Jr. out in Japan. Just wanted to give you a shout out. Thanks for watching my videos, and keep your head down, keep traveling, keep getting to different countries and enjoying your life, man. So this video here, I actually installed a new seat on my wife's bike. So she's riding a 2013. It's a Sportster 48. We got a Saddlemen seat on it. So this year we're gonna do a lot more riding content. It's primarily gonna be on Sundays. It's gonna be me and her out riding. This day, I just wanted to get you a video up. One of my least favorite things in the world about buying a used motorcycle ever is the backyard mechanics doing the wiring, adding lights and all kinds of stuff that probably shouldn't be added onto a motorcycle. So you guys all know the Purple Beast here. So got the 2009 Street Glide, threw some fishtails on it, did an exhaust. Well, put a brand new battery on it last year, and every time I come out in the garage, I throw it on the battery tender. So it's on the tender all the time, does great. One thing I did notice, if I take it off the tender for like a week or two, usually like that 2-week mark, I go out here to start this thing up and the battery is completely dead on this bike. So one of the big things I want to get off of this bike here is these lights down here on the engine guard. So they don't work. They haven't worked since I got the bike. The wiring is ran under the tank. So I came out here. I want to lift the tank up, trace these wires back. I'm going to get that stuff removed. I'm going to try to remove all the wiring that is not necessary on this motorcycle, because if it ain't necessary, it shouldn't be there. And I don't know why they keep putting stuff like that on these bikes. I know you guys want to be cool, you want to look cool out there, but this is a 2009 Street Glide. It is in a 1-year only color. This color is absolutely gorgeous. It's black ice, blue ice, and that bike's cool enough. Throw radio on it. It's got speakers in the bag covers. Should be cool enough, but no, this thing had neons under it. It had all kinds of wires plugged in everywhere. And first thing I did was rip the neons off. So I thought that would change the battery issue, and it didn't. So now I'm removing these running lights off of the engine guard, and then I'm gonna retrace some more wires. So just wanted to get you guys a video up. You're gonna see a lot more content with this bike. I do enjoy riding it, so I'm gonna get to tearing these wires out. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm removing the quick detach seat backrest here. So get that out of the way. Then we got to remove the seat again. Hope this video is coming out good. This is the I think 3rd time that I've used this DJI Pocket 2. This thing is amazing. I love it. I would highly recommend it to anybody who wants to kind of film something or is just getting into kind of doing some filming and stuff. So under this bike, there's a bunch of wires that I see coming around here, and I don't know exactly what they go to or why they're even here. So that's the main thing today, is trying to figure that out. So once I get that figured out, I could kind of understand why they put these wires here, what they're actually going to, and what the use of them is. So just want to thank you guys for bearing with me here. I'll try to shorten everything down as much as I can. I'm really hoping that these wires aren't all spliced in together, because that's usually a big thing that people do here is instead of doing it the right way, they try to do it the fast way, and they try to splice all this stuff in together. And what that ends up doing is just creating a nightmare. I really don't want to tear this front of the fairing off, but I have a feeling that I might have to do that here too. So we'll see what ends up happening. Also want to get a new seat for this bike too. So that's a huge thing that I really want to do. There's nothing wrong with this seat. I just don't like the fake alligator snake skin stuff on it. I'm not real big into that. All right, so I got the two front tank bolts off. There's two more over here now that I have to get off that are on the lower part of the tank that hold it down. And they're actually Torx heads. So get them trusty Torx heads out. Always double check your sizes. If it feels like it fits with a Torx head, try the next size up just to be safe. There's just a couple things I'm worried about here. There's so much wiring under this bike. It always gives me a sign that it wasn't done the right way, because usually if you bring this bike to a professional and you're having this stuff installed on the motorcycle, they hide the wires really well. They're going to tuck everything in. They're going to solder the wires together. Everything's going to be kind of smooth and streamlined. When you take your seat off and you see a rat's nest of just wires under there, that kind of gives you your first sign that you might be in for some fun. So as you guys can see, I can show you here. Give me 1 second. I can just pull rat's nests of wires that are just all tied together. I already checked this before. There were no actual blown fuses, so there's a bunch of little spots under this bike that have these little fuse caps on them, and the fuses are fine. They're not blown or anything, but the problem is if those lights aren't coming on, then there's something else wrong with it. So that's what I want to check here. And I wasn't able to actually see where this wire is going here. I might have to try to disconnect it from where it's tied in at. But since I know that this is the one that is coming out from this bottom and I don't want those on, I'll show you guys a little trick. Bam, cut that wire. So right there, just by cutting it, I see it's just a white and a black line going through here. So we have a white wire And we have a black wire, and this is gonna help me. Yeah, he's got all kinds of cables just twisted and tied together up here. They're all zip tied together. So I'm gonna cut all those. It's a good idea for you guys if you're getting into motorcycles. Buy a huge assortment of zip ties, because if you can see exposed zip ties like this, most Harley mechanics aren't really using just regular black zip ties. They're using something else. So usually if you see a ton of zip ties on the bike, you know somebody else did the work, and you might want to double and triple check it, because you don't know what they actually did to the motorcycle. So maybe that's why this ain't working. I don't know if you guys can see. This thing is all kinds of smashed in here. So crimped wires usually don't work that well. I hope you guys can see this. So there is it looks like they electrical taped the crap out of this, or they did some kind of wiring to it. But it's not working, so I'm assuming they did a horrible job doing it. This is shrink wrapped, so it's like that heat wrap tape you put on, you hit it with some heat, and it shrinks around your wiring. It's supposed to keep water out. This one is not tight on the top, so could have got some water in it. It could also be because this is bent completely like this when it was in there. There's wires all on the other side too, so this is gonna be fun. So we disconnected the ECM, just trying to remove as much stuff as I can so that I can actually get under here and see what all this stuff is, because most of this stuff should not be in here. And you'll have that. This bike is older, and it went through an owner who wanted to add all kinds of extras to it. Sometimes it's cool to have all these extras, but if you're adding all this stuff on here and it doesn't have an actual purpose, you're being more detrimental than anything to the motorcycle. Because now, like, I'm going through here trying to backtrack everything out of here, because everything that is connected to this battery is going to pull off of the engine. So you're going to be losing power. Sorry, it's not pulling off the engine, it's pulling off the battery. So you're going to be losing power trying to figure out where everything's coming from. And it might be them cool lights that you had to add onto the bike, or something ridiculous that you put on because you thought it was cool at the time, and now it's destroying your battery. So fuse is good. I don't know what that's going to, so this may be our culprit right here. But I also do see some loose wiring in here, so I'm going to double and triple check that. This is wild. I thought it was this giant rat's nest, and I really think it is. Well, I'm about to reconnect the battery and do some trial and error here. That's about the worst wiring job I've ever seen in my life. Like exposed wires where they're not even sealed all the way out. There's only one thing in this world that I hate. I hate messing with electrical. I hate messing with wires. All right. I don't have one of them fancy heat guns, so I just use a good old-fashioned cigarette lighter. That's exactly what it's going to. Oh, they got it split on both sides and wired and kicking over. So, man, must be some serious lights down there. Like I said before, so one thing I hate doing with motorcycles, anything else, all this for 2 passing lights on the bottom, you gotta be kidding me. What a nightmare. Absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe that. Cannot believe that. I'll show you guys this mess once I get all this stuff out of here. Absolutely speechless. Absolutely speechless. Everything else works fine. We got radio, we got lights, we got everything. Can't believe that. Crazy. I can't believe all that wiring. Now I know why the battery was dead all the time. That's pulling juice. You got a power relay, fuses, about 4 foot of extra wire that you didn't need, all for these little lights. So now I'm going to start zip tying everything back together. I still have to remove this front fairing because for some reason, whoever did all this wiring must have been master certified as a technician, because the radio works from the remote. It also works from the face of the remote, or from the face of the radio itself, but it doesn't work with the hand controls on the bike. So a little infuriated about that. So we'll be tearing this front fairing off again. I'll probably be replacing this entire head unit on it because I used the, forget what it's called, Aquatic AV. You could buy it through Drag Specialties. That's the head unit that I had on my 98 Electroglide Classic, and all the hand controls worked. So I'm gonna figure, this has the module in it. I had this front fairing off. It has the module to hook it up to the controls here, but for some reason it doesn't work. Guarantee it's in the wiring, you guys. So that was way too long of an amount of time, but I just want to thank you guys for being patient and watching that. I'm going to get some zip ties on here. I'm going to wire all this stuff together. Probably going to try to find a better way to snake this power cable to the radio itself. Going to get this whole bike buttoned back up, but I don't want to bore you guys with that. So thank you again for staying tuned. Thank you for watching these videos. I'm going to get this tank put back on. I'm going to get these taken off. If I do run into any other issues, I'll give you guys an update. But as of now, I'm just going to button everything back up. Going to call it a day. So got all this extra wiring removed from the bike. Found out that it was only going to these lights down here on the engine guard. So these will be off. Get the bike more streamlined. We're going to see if that helps with the battery and the charging issue. Keep that battery holding a charge. So thank you guys again. The next video, we're going to do a walk around on a new bike. Probably going to do the 2023 Road King special that we have at work. It's in billiard blue. Bike is absolutely gorgeous. We threw a 2-in-1 on it and a forward facing air cleaner. So stay tuned. We'll get you some better videos up. Thank you.